Hey everybody, Thomas Sheedy here. Hope you're having a fantastic summer. I said I'd upload a YouTube video once every 2 weeks. Sorry about that. I've been a bit busy since then. Why? I just graduated. So, I became a student on September 2001. My parents dropped me off at daycare, and then I got pulled out of daycare a few hours later. But from 9/11 all the way up until a few weeks ago, in 2021, I was a student. I've always enjoyed the idea of learning. I've always enjoyed the idea of learning new things. Always enlightening myself about ideas and concepts that have guided our civilization. But in recent years, when I was a college student, majoring in public policy and learning about politics, it was hard for me to differentiate between facts and propaganda. Now, I ended up going to college because I wanted to obtain skills and obtain experiences as well in the realm of politics and public policy that can enhance my career in the future. I was already heavily involved in politics and heavily involved in culture and various different movements in the United States, to where I felt a college degree could definitely help me out. But throughout my time in college, I also met students who were completely undecided, who didn't have any major, who didn't really have any idea or goal of what to do once they get their degrees at all. And these were people that ended up trying to get a higher education for no productive sake. What about learning a trade? What about getting into a career path that most people just simply don't know about? What about getting into sales? What about learning about real estate? What about working a minimum wage job? $15 an hour minimum wage job in most U.S. states for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You can get $600 out of that. That's way more productive, in my opinion, than being an undecided student at some university, learning something you may or may not want to do in the future. Now, there's someone pretty big that I would like to highlight in this video, one of the main subjects of this video. His name is Ibram X. Kendi, professor at Boston University and former assistant professor at my alma mater, SUNY Albany. He was named New York State's April Scholar of the Month, and was the April speaker for their speaker series, talking about anti-racism. And he is the well-known author of a book called How to Be an Anti-Racist. So, Kendi was invited to speak at my alma mater in April about anti-racism. He's very well known for that, apparently. I want to read you all some quotes, some well-known words from Kendi himself. Stuff that's in his book. One of the things he states is, "What's the problem with being not racist? It's a claim that signifies neutrality. I am not a racist, but neither am I aggressively against racism. But there is no neutrality in the racism struggle. The opposite of racist isn't not racist, it is anti-racist." So essentially, he's against color blindness. He's fine with racism if it fits his ideological narrative. He also states, "The most threatening racist movement is not the alt-right's unlikely drive for a white ethno-state, but the regular Americans' drive for a race-neutral one. The construct of race neutrality actually feeds white nationalist victimhood by positing the notion that any policy protecting or advancing non-white Americans towards equity is reverse discrimination." Racism is okay in Kendi's book, as long as it's his flavor of racism. So why does Kendi relate to the video altogether? Well, people like Ibram X. Kendi and numerous other anti-racists, woke individuals who want to divide people based on race, based on gender, based on sexual orientation, and go after the very struggles for equality that civil rights groups have fought for throughout the United States' history, they get fat checks sometimes from universities and institutions across this country. How do they get that money? How are they able to get such nice salaries and bonuses from these institutions? How are universities able to build these giant, diverse equity centers? Money that is taken out of the hands of people, where we, instead of funds that could benefit the educational system itself, funds that could benefit professors, funds that could benefit programs that could actually benefit a wider range of students, how are we able to get so much money? How are universities able to get so much money funneled in to pay these people and to build these centers? It's because of the undecided students. The undecided student that goes to college without any idea of what he or she wants to do with their lives, they pay Ibram X. Kendi. Now, there are students, activists, and educators, intellectuals of various types, who are pushing back against this kind of bigotry, both on and off campus. It would be an understatement for me to state that there aren't plenty of normal people who don't believe in this woke religion of racism is everywhere on the college campus. People like Dr. Peter Boghossian of Portland State University, who sent me a lovely quote about our system. According to Boghossian, the U.S. educational system is lost. It's been taken over by ideologues who seek not to educate, but to indoctrinate students into a grievance-based ideology. The U.S. university system has become an ideology mill. The time-honored exercise of wrestling with moral questions has been replaced with a new catechism, where the right answers are believed to be known, and dissenters are viewed as heretics and blasphemers. It's a long fight. It's a long fight that we have ahead of us. But it's a fight that we're willing to engage in. But it's sadly a war and a conflict that has been started due to the undecided student sending money to these universities, or these universities, which have been taken over by people like Kendi. They use the funds to push a racist agenda that we have to fight back against. But we're going to do that together. Now, throughout my years in university, I must say, yeah, I had some non-woke professors. I learned a few things that I will definitely remember for the rest of my life. And I learned quite a bit about various different career paths that one could make and the ins and outs of politics and the electoral process. And for some people, college really is the direction that they should go towards. I understand that. For a variety of fields, college is still very much necessary. But as a society, we shouldn't downplay other options, like community colleges, like trades, like simply working, like finding avenues that other people simply haven't explored yet. Now, if you were an undecided student, what's done is done. We can't change the past. Time travel doesn't exist. But we can live in the present moment and fight together. And I hope to do all of that with all of you. Thanks for watching. Please follow my social media. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video for more updates. See you soon.